Hey everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where I want to get out of here before the fate starts because there's always a fate here and it's going to start soon. I do not want to listen to the fate music for Giant Enemy Crab. Today we are doing our level 30 Alchemist quest. And before we get started with that, we do have a couple of supplies we do need to pick up from the Junkmonger here at Memorian's Trading Post in Upper Lenosia. We are specifically looking for the cracked daggers. And we are looking for the brittle picatrix. Alright, got both of those. That is everything we need from the trading post up here. So now we can get back to Ul'dah, work on the quest, and do our crafting log. Alright, made it to the Alchemist Guild. Let's take care of our next quest. What do you got for me, Severian? Guildmaster Severian wishes to once more gauge the progress of your alchemical mastery. Aha! I see you have further immersed yourself in the bog of alchemical pursuit. The time is ripe to once more gauge the degree of mastery you have thus far obtained. And as if by divine providence, a task suited to just such a purpose has but recently landed on my workbench. The client requests of the creation of 3 high-quality flasks of weak blinding potion. A sublime toxin indeed. Do not flinch from the mention of poison. If one means to learn the art of preserving life, one must also become intimate with death and destruction. Yes, but with but a single spoonful of a chosen concoction, alchemy can restore health or cause grievous harm. Mwaha! This is the perfect initiation into the deeper secrets of our discipline. Do not tarry a moment longer. To work! Alright, we need to make some weak blinding potion, which is actually a fairly low level recipe. Level 21, well this is a level 30 quest, but it's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and need to make some Quicksilver. Then it was weak blinding potion, with 1 Quicksilver, 1 Batwing, and 1 Bat Fang, we can make our potion. Alright, there we are. And here are your potions, Severian. Take care that the blinding potions you concoct are especially efficacious. The creation of such exquisitely dangerous substances is a reward in itself. I'm sure it is for you. Gently now, gently. Yes, one could almost grasp the strands of inky darkness swirling within these baleful brews. Though it may appear lethal, this concoction is not designed to steal life, only sight. An unpleasant mix of bat remnants and quicksilver, my eyes begin to water at just the thought of the ingredients. Such potions as you have created hold the potential for all manner of dastardly deeds. Bear the flasks with pride as you deliver them into the hands of the Mikote lass who awaits you in Pearl Lane. And no, I have not forgotten her name. She apparently did not give one when she left the order. I know only that the lass is affiliated with one of Ul'dah's resident bandit gangs. Swiftly now, let us not test their patience. Are we sure it's entirely wise to be fulfilling this particular order? Because that does sound a little bit suspicious, just a little bit. But if they're in Pearl Lane, I'm honestly kind of inclined to side with them regardless of what they're up to. Alright, now where is this Mikote lass? Hello there, Wubalea. You're the head potion brewer's lackey, are you? Let's have the goods then. Yeah, I have them right here. Bah, I see Severian did nothing to put a stop to this. He should know full well the consequences of handing over such dangerous substances to a criminal organization. Confused, I am Wubalea of the Sultansworn. I infiltrated the notorious robber gang, the Velvet Hands, after learning of their plans to attempt a bloodless heist at the palace. An attempt I can only assume is meant to emulate Mistbeard and his legendary act of larceny. These blinding potions were to be a key element in their scheme. Wondering how your guildmaster would handle a request from such unsavory elements, I insinuated myself into a position to receive the delivery. His lack of restraint is disappointing, but not entirely unexpected. He's not the man he once was. But certainly Severian has always had a passion for his work, but ever since the tragic events of the Calamity, it has become an all-consuming obsession. Your superior may as well have upended one of these flasks over his own head for the little he sees of the world that flows unnoticed around him. Would you like to take a message back to the guild for me? I want you to tell Severian to seize this insane quest of his. At first, I thought the distraction of his research might prove beneficial, but he has lost all sense of self-control. No, my sister would never countenance this destructive behavior. I'll have Wanaja returned to me. I'm sorry? Okay. Interesting. You would have your sister return. Is Severian holding your sister captive? I know he was a bit out there, but oh my goodness, Severian. I need to have some words with you. You were absent too long. Your delivery was well received, yes? She demanded that I return Wanaja. I see you've met the cold-hearted and conniving Wobulea. I have not the slightest intention of giving up on Wanaja now. I must remain focused on the successful culmination of my greatest experiment, so that finally I might tell her. But these matters have no place in our discussion. Once again, you have spared me a bothersome interruption, and proven your alchemical expertise in so doing. From this day forth, I shall think of you no longer as my lackey, but as an assistant in truth. Soon we shall achieve the ultimate expression of alchemy. I bid you return to your studies and prepare for that glorious moment. I feel like I should probably tell someone about Severian holding a woman hostage. This is terrifying. Though, actually, if it's that severe, then Wobulea, as part of the Sultan's Warren, should be able to do something about it directly, I would think. And for completing all of the level 30 class and job quests, we get the achievement, The Greatest Tales Ever Told. Do we get a title to go with that? We get Seeker of Skill for doing all of the Tales of the Hand quests. Fair enough, but no title for all of the level 30 quests as a whole. Alright then, well, hopefully, Wobulea is part of the Sultan's Warren and knows what's going on with Severian, so hopefully that's being dealt with. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and work on our crafting log. So first off, the crystals we need. We are going to need, looks like 8 wind shards. Hang on, why are my calculations closed? That is rude. We need 52 lightning shards, 81 water shards, 1 earth crystal, and 1 water crystal is what I am seeing on the list. And let me just double check something real quick about that. Yeah, that looks correct. In terms of the ingredients we actually need to get crafting, let us see. We'll begin in Western Thanalin, where we need to mine up 1 muddy water and mine up 10 cinnabar. Next up in Central Thanalin, we need to mine up, looks like 14 rock salt, and we need to get 1 formic acid from, looks like Antlings up in the northwest of the Central Thanalin area should drop formic acid. Next up in Southern Thanalin, we need to mine up 2 mithril sand. In Eastern Thanalin, we need to mine up 3 saltpeter, 1 raw malachite, 1 raw fluorite, and use botany for 1 pearl ginger. In the South Shroud. Oh, we don't need to make black fire sand. That is very nice. We already happen to make that for other recipes on our crafting log. Nice. For other crafters, that is. Yeah, in South Shroud, we need to mine up 2 silver sand, 3 silver ore, use botany for 3 oak logs, for 1 matron's mistletoe, and 2 flax. Then we can fight, might want to recommend a different area for those few enemies we need to fight. We can fight Ked Traps for 6 blue land trap leaves. And we got an achievement, an eye for detail. I'm gonna need to mark that off real quick before I forget. Actually, I'll just... things are falling. I'll just write down to remember that, to add that to my list. And we can keep going. Okay, let's see. Next in South Shroud, we can fight River Yarzon. We can fight River Yarzon over by Quarry Mill for 1 blue Yarzon leg. Next up in the Central Shroud, we should be able to fight the Morble enemies. I forget their names. They're not called Morbles in Central Shroud, but they're over by Hake Manor. They're in the pond, Hopeseed Pond. Fight them for 2 Morble vines, I believe. Now, it might actually drop specifically from Halida Stropers. That could be an issue. Well, good luck with that. Halida Stropers or Stropers in Central Shroud. And then Treant Sap. We can get that from, I want to say, looks like Dryads in North Shroud over by Fallgourd Float. We need 3 Treant Sap. Oh, goodness, I hit the wrong button. Oh, no. Oh, well, it's fine. We just made a normal quality. It doesn't have to all be high quality. We just get more experience if it's high quality. Next up in East Shroud, we need to use Botany for 1 U branch, 1 Gil Bun, and 1 Belladonna. Anything else in the Shroud? More in the North Shroud. We can mine up 1 raw Sphene in the North Shroud, along with 1 raw Lapis Lazuli, and use Botany for 1 more Leech. And then we need to get acidic secretions from Shroud Hairs, which are going to be south of Fallgourd Float, near the entrance to Central Shroud from the North Shroud. Okay, looks like everything else is going to be in Lenosia. We have, let's see, in Lower Lenosia, mining up 1 raw Sunstone. In Middle Lenosia, we need to fight for 1 Puckwing from, looks like Puck Hatchlings over by Summerford Farms. Just 1 Puckwing. In Western Lenosia, we can mine up 1 raw Danburite and fight, let's not do those. Let's not do that enemy. That's a very high level enemy. Eastern Lenosia, you can fight Bloodshore Bells for 3 Jellyfish Umbrella. There, that's much safer. Eastern Lenosia, you can also gather up with Botany 2 Mandrakes. In Upper Lenosia, we can mine up 3 Brimstone. And from the Junkmonger at Memorune's Trading Post, buy the Cracked Daggers and Brittle Picatrix that we got at the start of the episode. Finally, the last thing we need, Scalekin Blood. Oh goodness, it keeps trying to say buy it from a post-game merchant that we can't access for a long time. Let's see. I have a U1, I need to pull that out of my armory chest. But for the Scalekin Blood, we need 3 of it. You can get it from Gigas in the East Shroud, Jumping Gigas in the Bramble Patch in the East Shroud. Alright, where's that U-Wand? Here's the U-Wand. Return you to my inventory. And we can do the Budding U-Wand. Alright, once you have all of that, that is all of the raw ingredients you need. So, for the pre-crafts, we're going to need to make 1 Danburite, 1 Fluorite, 1 Sunstone, 1 Lapis Lazuli, 1 Malachite, 1 Sphene, 1 silver ingot as goldsmith. All of that was as goldsmith, I believe. For Weaver, we need to make 1 linen yarn. From Alchemy, we need to make 1 distilled water and 5 quicksilver. Then we can make 3 growth formula beta, 1 enchanted silver ink, 1 U-Wand, and then the last thing we'll need for pre-crafting is a paralyzing potion, which is actually way at the bottom. And we'll need that to make the Maddening Daggers here. Once you've made all of that, that is all of the pre-crafting. So, that should be just about it for our crafting log for today. I can go ahead and do the rest off screen, but a quick note before we go. Some of these things that we're making, the warding potions, are for a mechanic that was removed in Stormblood, I want to say. It used to be that attacks would have elemental attribution, so like some attacks would have fire attribute, some would have ice, etc, etc. And you would drink these to increase your resistances to those particular elements. That's not really a mechanic so much anymore. I mean, I think some abilities still do have aspected damage, but it's just not nearly as much of a mechanic. So its primary use nowadays for any of these warding potions is actually going to be, if you use them, you can actually turn them into various dyes that you can use on your equipment for glamours. So yeah, that's neat. Yeah, actually it looks like you can't even use it for increasing your resistances anymore. That's just not even a thing. Anyways, yeah, these warding potions, they're basically indirect dyes. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish off all of the crafting off screen, and next time on Final Fantasy XIV. What are we doing next? I want to say we are probably going back to the main story. Ooh, if we're going back to the main story, though... Yes, we are going back to the main story next time for our next dungeon. Yep, we got a dungeon coming up very suddenly and abruptly. I'll see everyone next time for that.